NLE Choppa's criminal history will shock you.
This piece is about $40,000 or $50,000, I believe. This was in around February.
Bryson Potts, better known as NLE Choppa, broke through to commercial success in one of the quickest starts we've ever seen. The young rap star, hailing from Memphis, rose to fame at the young age of 16 with his breakout hit, Shotta Flow. While his quick rise to fame came somewhat as a surprise, his past troubles with the law may also come as a surprise as well. The rapper is known for his vicious bars and violent verses, but does he really live the life he boasts? Thanks for joining us on Lime Report. Today, we'll be looking at the life of NLE Choppa and the shocking truth behind his criminal past. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to us, and comment keywords Top Shotta for a chance to win our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. NLE Choppa hails from Memphis, Tennessee, and his meteoric rise to fame was born from his unique flow mixed with his infectious vibe. Only 16 at the time, NLE Choppa was previously pursuing his basketball career. A storied point guard, he revealed the story about how he had quit playing basketball due to all the trouble he was getting into. The young star released Shotta Flow on YouTube, accompanied by a high-energy music video that racked up millions of views, garnering the attention of record labels immediately. However, Choppa declined multiple deals, including one with a reported $3 million advance. Instead, the young star opted to partner up with a private distributing company, United Masters, which allowed NLE Choppa to keep ownership of his masters for all his music. The swift move showed that NLE Choppa was a sharp kid that planned to stay in the music industry for the long run. Owning the rights to his music allowed Choppa bigger profit margins on everything he released. While the kid has proven to be a smart businessman from a young age, the claims he makes in his music indicate there may be more to Choppa than just a rapper with a sharp business sense. In his intense tracks, NLE Choppa is often heard rapping about guns, violence, and street gangs. In his song Shotta Flow, NLE Choppa establishes himself as a savage with an itchy trigger finger. He also seems to claim he's gang-affiliated in the song, saying, "Pull up with the gang. You know that we bangin'. What is your set, bleep? What is you claiming?" Some rappers put on a bit of gangster persona to amp up their image and try to verify themselves in the community. Rap is traditionally considered gangster music, so anyone who isn't a part of the gang life usually isn't considered welcome. After some digging, we haven't seen any evidence to confirm if NLE Choppa is a part of a gang. However, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't have ties. Despite the lack of evidence, NLE Choppa has had multiple run-ins with the law. Don't go anywhere as things start to get interesting. We will now take a closer look at NLE's criminal past. NLE Choppa has built an image around him as a tough yet witty young rapper who isn't afraid to handle his business. So, how much of his image comes from the truth? Since NLE Choppa is still a minor, much of his records have been sealed off from the public. The courts typically seal records of charges brought up against a minor in an effort to allow the child a fresh start as they enter the world as an adult. Despite this, some digging allowed us to find information on NLE Choppa's past. From what we can see, Choppa isn't actually affiliated with any gang personally, though he has friends that are known members of the Crips gang. In spite of his clean status, we know that NLE Choppa has been arrested before and was even put on probation at one point. While we don't know what he was arrested for or how long he was under house arrest, NLE Choppa confirmed he was free when he posted a photo of his mugshot along with his papers making his freedom official. There isn't much we can find on record of Choppa's arrests, but according to him, he's been to prison before. In an IG Live he held, NLE spoke on how he was struggling in prison and had started medication for his bipolar diagnosis, as well as other topics in the hilarious 11-minute video. At one point, a seemingly high Choppa stops to talk about jail food. According to him, jail food is amazing no matter what it is if you put a little salt, pepper, and sugar on it. He went on to say that the food he's been eating since he was released was garbage compared to jail food. It's possible that in the video he was slightly intoxicated from his medication, as he was slurring his words during the post. From what we understand, the probation he served followed the time he served in jail. We're not sure how long he was imprisoned for, but he was on probation for 6 months. Speculation among fans says that NLE Choppa was possibly arrested on gun charges. From what we understand, there was one point when officers made their way to Choppa's home to alert his mother, Angela Potts, that if he referenced guns one more time on social media, that he would be in violation of his probation and would be immediately arrested along with his mother. This leads us to believe that charges leading to his arrest must have been related to firearms. There was another time when NLE Choppa was in danger of going to prison. It's unclear when the incident occurred, but a fan's recording of the rapper's live stream of the incident was uploaded to YouTube on July 15th last year. The 4-minute clip opens up with Choppa looking at the camera with an unpleasant facial expression before he flips the camera around to show multiple officers standing around the multiple members of his crew sitting on the floor, seemingly being detained. "Look at this bleep, fool," says Choppa as cops went around to get information from each of the detainees. The video then goes dark, but the audio was still recording. At one point, Choppa can be heard explaining to an officer what NLE stands for. "It's a rap group," he says, "No Love Entertainment," to which the officer responded, "It ain't that I don't trust you, man, but sometimes you miss stuff." The comments by the officer made it seem like they didn't believe there was a possibility NLE and his friends were gang-related. While he wasn't entirely off base, the reason for his suspicion was because of a call reported earlier that night. According to our sources, someone around the area was allegedly dealing firearms illegally, and some of NLE and his friends fit the description of the suspects. However, it seems the situation turned out fine for Choppa, as no charges were brought against him or anyone from his team. We can assume that after cooperating with the police, they were cleared of suspicion for the crime. It goes without saying that NLE Choppa is both talented and smart. While he projects the image of a dangerous shooter willing to put down opposition, we wonder if he may just be speaking metaphorically because his records, at this point, does not allude to any sort of real gang affiliation. Thanks to this fact, NLE Choppa can expect to be labeled as a studio gangster, someone who raps about a life they don't live. But NLE Choppa has proven to be a savvy businessman, so we don't expect anything so trivial to affect his already rocketing career. Contrary to what the rap purists believe, staying out of trouble for as long as he can is the wisest move the young rapper can make. As he aims to sit atop the musical world, run-ins with the police could seriously hinder his plans for domination. To be fair, we don't know for sure if Choppa is actually a part of the gang life or not. In spite of his limited records, there's always the possibility that he keeps his activity low profile. Rappers like YNW Melly and Tekashi 6ix9ine have foolishly confessed in their music, which has led to charges and arrests brought against them in the past. NLE Choppa, being the bright young mind he is, could simply be avoiding that unfortunate path by blatantly keeping any illegal dealings confidential. Regardless of unknown gang status, NLE Choppa has been killing the game in an ascension as furious as we've ever seen. Citing NBA YoungBoy, Meek Mill, and Lil Wayne as his biggest inspirations, NLE Choppa's lively attitude and clean business dealings have earned him a reputation as the youngest mogul in music. When NLE bypassed the traditional route and declined all record deals, he signed the end of an era in the musical industry. His deal with United Masters allowed for a 50-50 royalty split between the two parties, and thanks to his viral Shot of Flow, NLE recorded a record $10 million in 9 months. At the age of 16, Choppa had already reached millionaire status. From there, he turned on the heat and eventually linked a deal with Warner Music Group to create his label imprint, No Love Entertainment. The move came as a huge shock to the industry as the 17-year-old now officially heads his own label. The young CEO christened his new label and his newest song, Free Youngboy, a nod to his idol. With the move, NLE Choppa has set himself up to be the P. Diddy of his generation. With the ability to seek and groom talent as well as release his own music with the mega profit margins, Choppa could possibly be one of the richest rappers in recent history. It all depends on his ability to create mega hits and maintain his energy while dealing with his personal issues. Success and fame have a weird way of negatively affecting stars. With the fame comes the pressure of the ever-consuming fans begging for release as well as labels asking for profits. Although NLE Choppa was able to bypass most of the bad that comes with a record label, he's essentially bet on his ability to stay relevant and handle the pressure of fame. It may be tough on Choppa, though. He's opened up about his mental health issues and how sometimes he feels broken but doesn't receive much support from loved ones on the issue. While he hasn't spoken much on the issue since, last we saw, NLE Choppa took to Twitter to open about his childhood and what led him to feel depressed. It seems as though he may want to become a voice in the community against depression. We hope he is receiving the help he needs. All in all, it doesn't look like there is much to talk about regarding NLE Choppa's criminal past. Choppa has been arrested a few times and has served a 6-month probation. A few run-ins with police doesn't exactly qualify you as a gangster. In all fairness, we couldn't find much. You never know what dark secrets could surface in this cold world. While we don't know if NLE Choppa has the stone-cold killer he's created in him, we do know that he plans to be rich forever, something he looks well poised to accomplish. Thanks for tuning in to Lime Report, everyone. We want to know what you think about the topic. Is NLE Choppa really as hard as he claims to be? Did he create a rap persona to sell records? Thanks again. Tell us what you think and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment the keywords Top Shotta to be entered for our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway.